stream.
If it's a better stream? I believe that would have worked yesterday, right?
Last week.
Or last week?
Yeah, I didn't notice.
Come on. Say that we're live. Tell me you want to go live.
Let's go live.
Baby, you can go live. I know you can do it. Just stream everywhere.
This is getting disgusting.
Streamers.
Gross.
There it is. We are live.
We're live.
We are telling everyone we are live. We are telling everyone to be safe from the coronavirus.
Yes, that's us.
As more and more people are spreading it.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's spreading.
Also, happy post Super Tuesday.
Is it happy?
We got through it.
So far. Oh, boy. It's going to be a long road.
To be a long couple months.
Yes. Yes, it will be.
Next. Yes, I know. It's okay. Stop telling me I can customize the link. I just want you to post said link. Done. Oh, look, you voted.
I did.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's a thing.
It's true. It's a thing.
Alright, well, while you're voting, or while you have voted,
Yeah.
let's... Oh, yeah, purchase stuff. What's that?
Oh, yeah. I need to spend that $22.
Oh, yeah.
Should look stuff up.
Okay, let's get rolling here. We are live.
Rolling. As the what Kid Rock says?
Mm-hmm.
What's Kid Rock say? Hello! Doppler effect. Hi, it's the Media Boat Podcast.
Yep, we are here.
We are here.
Live, Wednesday, the March of Sixes.
Yeah, it's March. It's March 2020. It is March 4th.
March 4th.
Yeah, you had that date wrong.
Sorry, my head is just in an onward position.
Haha, that's funny. But we'll get to Onward a little later. Talk for a second while I plug this in.
Of course. While you plug that in, I'm going to plug Media Boat Podcast. As if you are listening to us live, welcome. If you're listening to this recorded, you can chat with us live every Wednesday at around 6:30 Pacific time when we go live.
But you may be asking, what is the Media Boat Podcast?
I don't
what
ask.
is this thing we're doing
I don't
right
ask
now?
this. I know this.
You know this,
I
but
know
they
this.
might not. The Media Boat Podcast, which is what you're listening to right now, is a podcast about media, that is, movies, television, video games, and music. Not necessarily in that order. We bring you the hottest news and our most recent thoughts. The hottest thoughts. Hot thoughts only. Only the
Hot
hottest.
thoughts buns.
Hot thought buns.
Thought buns.
Well, I
See
think that's something
them
else,
run.
actually.
See how they run.
Yeah, see how they run. All right. So thank you for joining us this week. We are the Media Boat Podcast. My name is Matt. His name is Mike.
I'm Mike. He's Matt.
Sounds
This
good.
is a post-Super Tuesday world we are living in.
Boy, was it a Tuesday.
But we're not here to talk politics.
No, unfortunately we're not. That's our other podcast.
Yes.
Well, no, it's not.
We'll plug that later. So stick around if you want to hear that plug. But we're talking about Media Boat Podcast, and so let's
we're
start
talking about the Media Boat Podcast.
with the
where
media.
We're talking about media. And let's roll right into it. We always start the show with movies, and we always start the movies section with the weekend box office numbers.
All right. Do we have a new number one?
We do, but you can't see it
Why not?
because...
Is it, like, X-rated?
No, it's not. Not that I know of.
Do I have to bring a parent supervision?
Possibly. But that's not why. You can't see it. Because it's The Invisible Man.
Did not see that coming.
No, you literally did not. The Invisible Man was your number one movie, debuting with $28 million.
So, technically, because he's there, isn't he the translucent man? The zero opacity man? The...
Keep going.
Still,
Give me a third
like,
one. Third one's the funniest one.
The Muir Dimension Man.
Yeah, that was the funniest one.
No.
Yeah,
couldn't
Invisible
think of
Man, $28 million. Yeah, I guess sure. I mean, they marketed it well enough that people knew what it was.
Is the Clay Aiken song Man too much of an obscure reference?
No. Man, that's an awkward ass song when you think about it. So number 2, moving down a notch after a couple weeks at the top, Sonic the Hedgehog. Another $16 million. That's at $128 million domestic. Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good for 3 weeks now? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Yeah. Valentine's, 3 weeks.
He had to go fast.
He's still going fast.
He had to. The Call of the Wild, CG Dog, number 3, $13 million. That's only made $46 million domestic. I saw a headline that said that movie is going to lose Disney $50 million.
I saw the exact same thing.
Yep. Because it's a bomb.
But CGI Dog is CGI.
CGI Dog's a bomb.
And Call of the Wild is a well-known property.
Didn't apparently help it. All those kids were like, I already had to read and do a book report on this last year. Why watch the movie?
The puppy was not puppy enough.
No.
For people to care.
Looks creepy, in my opinion.
Well, yes.
Yeah. Number 4. Anime people rejoice. There's an anime movie in your top 5 this week.
Yeah, there was.
My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising.
Yeah.
$5.8 million. I'm guessing this was a Fathom event style kind of special
definitely
event
a Fathom event. My Hero Academia is an anime.
Yes, it is. So yeah, cracked the top 4.
Yes, I've been talking about catching up on My Hero Academia constantly.
So you can see this?
Oh, I did not see this.
No, I'm saying so you can see this.
Yes, I will go and see this. Yes, catch up.
So.
Yeah, listen, they do these like big event films in between seasons.
Fair enough. And then, lastly, rounding out your top 5, still in the top 5, Bad Boys for Life. More like Box Office for Life. Am I right?
So, is this a comedy and the number 1 comedy this year?
No.
No. This is an action film, and the number 1 action film this year then, right?
I guess by default.
By default?
That made $4.3 million, by the way, this week. That is right under 200. It is sitting at 197 right now, domestic.
Yeah, that thing is going to literally
crawl over the line. Maybe.
Considering, because if you still do half, that's still
only two change, maybe, if they can do it.
But
we'll see.
I don't know if they can carry 1 million over a week anymore.
One way to find out.
So, like I said, by the time it leaves the theaters, I think it will officially cross.
Yeah.
I think they're just waiting for it to cross it, and then they'll pull it.
Maybe. Well, we'll see. But, yeah, good news for Bad Boys.
Yeah, good news for Will Smith and Martin Lawrence,
yes.
who we'll also be talking about later.
Yeah, we'll get there. But before all that, there's new releases this weekend.
Oh, so what are we seeing?
I don't know what you're saying, but here are the new releases. First up, Emma, period.
Pass.
This, of course, being the adaptation of another adaptation, I should say, of probably many, of the book Emma.
Yes.
Except this one has a period at the end, so you know there's something twisty about it.
It's trying to make a statement by having the period there.
Emma, period. That's all you're getting here.
Yep.
Onward, which of course is the new Pixar movie. We were talking about this a little bit of the pre-pod conversation about Onward, how we're feeling about it, pre-release. Seems like reaction is mixed, but then again, the stakes are a little lower this time. It's not a huge Pixar release. I think that they're saving the big fire for Soul at the end of the year. Yeah. This is more like there's early, like, not quite summer, but like early year, like fun Pixar movie.
We didn't see a Super Bowl trailer for Onward.
No.
And I think that right there tells you the kind of
their priority
on what Onward is for Disney and Pixar.
Because I feel like they know the difference between their fun, box office friendly ones and their riskier Oscar potential ones.
The ones they're doing with the celebrity voices versus the ones they're pulling their heart into.
So when you put Andrew Stanton on, and when you don't put Andrew Stanton on.
Basically.
I actually don't know if he's involved with Soul. I just assume he is.
Well, he's involved in all projects now.
Well, yes, by default. Anyway. But yeah, so that's your big release probably this week is Onward.
Yep.
And then rounding out your new release is The Way Back.
The Way Back.
What is The Way Back? Besides the machine that
No.
makes you go back in time.
So this is actually a prequel to that Steve Carell movie, The Way Back.
Ha ha, you're funny.
I know, right?
What is it really?
This stars Ben Affleck as a basketball coach.
Oh, okay. I have seen some commercials.
Who's redeeming himself and the team and the town in a true feel-good film of the year starring Ben Affleck and basketball. But it's no Coach Carter.
No.
Or Glory Road.
No.
So pass.
But it's a basketball movie, so if that sounds interesting to you and you like Ben Affleck, go see this movie.
Also, I'm going to steal a segue here. Because it is coming out this weekend, and it is also the first weekend of March, that brings us talks about March Madness, which is why it's coming out.
Fair enough.
We'll get a little bit into some March Madness stuff a little bit later. Also, we'll plug some March Madness stuff a little bit later.
Okay, cool. Look forward to that. But for now, did you see any movies this week?
Did I see any movies this week?
Spoiler, I did not.
No, I do have tepid plans.
Temporary plans.
Tepid. May
plans?
or may not actually happen.
Plans are like kind of, they're not hot, they're not cold, they're just tepid?
Yeah. To see Onward this weekend.
Okay, so we'll see if that happens next week.
I have free tickets to the movies. I might use it for Onward.
Might use it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
That might be date night this weekend.
Ooh.
Pixar date night.
Nice.
Trying to sell it with Chris Pratt in it.
Yeah, but she doesn't get to see him.
No, you get to hear him.
Yeah.
Tom Holland. Spider-Man's in it too. She likes Spider-Man.
Not the same.
It's Star-Lord and Spider-Man.
You're Star-Lord and Spider-Man.
On a crossroad adventure with their legs daddy.
I'm sorry?
With their daddy long legs.
I think that's a different movie about the legs daddy. I think you find that on some deep web searches with incognito mode turned on.
I am not going to Google leg daddy.
Don't Google leg daddy. All right, moving on. It's our podcast title right there. Don't Google leg daddy.
Don't Google leg daddy.
All right, moving on to movie news.
Oh, we have actual movie news.
We have movie news.
All right, movie news. Wait, do you want to put a number on Onward?
No.
No?
Because this has been a weird ass year. I feel like nothing's really broken. So, yet, I don't know if this will be the first thing to do so.
Family movies always do big.
I have a feeling it's not going to do amazing. What did Sonic the Hedgehog do week one? That was a 60?
40, I believe.
Okay, how about 50? You want to do an over-under on 50?
I was going to do over around 60.
Okay, fine. Over-under 60, I'm taking the under.
Okay, I'll take the over on 60.
Okay, that sounds okay.
I feel like it should be like 68. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Like a high 60, a solid debut, like but with stuff going on in the world, as we will get into, that is obstructing everything.
Yeah. I think that it's going to be hard for a lot of people to be convinced to be going to a theater with a lot of people this weekend.
Yes. But it is a family-friendly film, which gives it the extra box office automatically.
We'll see what happens.
All right, but movie news.
Movie news. I hope you like bits.
Oh, I love some bits.
Because this is an all-bits episode almost. Get ready for bits coming hot and heavy. And we start the bits sections by giving you a bunch of bits about Netflix.
So Netflix has been accruing a lot of news stories over the past month, let's say. And while, yes, we normally report on them as they come out, other stuff has been more important.
Other stuff's happening too.
So this is just an accumulation of stuff that's happened over the course of the past month.
Yeah.
More or less.
So, here are some bits all about Netflix. First up, cocaine hippos.
Yes. I think we joked about this last week or 2 weeks ago.
Because I had to ask you what you said, because I couldn't believe you said the words cocaine hippos.
Yes.
Yes, Cocaine Hippos is developing on Netflix. It is a film about the zoo animals owned by Pablo Escobar, who escaped before his capture. The hippos escaped, I should say.
Yes, the wild animals were set free. Like all his exotic animals were set free before they captured Pablo Escobar. So they're just somewhere out there in Colombia.
They're not cocaine hippos. Like, they're not hippos doing cocaine. I think it's like the cocaine was happening nearby the hippos. The hippos were not directly involved.
There's just so much cocaine in the fields that they roamed.
Sure, yes. They are by default the cocaine hippos.
Yes.
Anyway, also on Netflix, they've purchased a project from Jessica Chastain and Eddie Redmayne called The Good Nurse for $25 million.
We had reported on The Good Nurse being made
a
while back from Eddie Redmayne and Jessica Chastain.
Yes.
About the nurse who was a known serial killer.
Yes, this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago we brought this up.
Yes, well, they had a buyer, Netflix.
Netflix.
Follow-up story.
Yep.
Like I said, both of these are stuff that's accrued over a while.
Speaking of millions of dollars, $275 million.
Ooh, that is a lot.
Is a lot of money. And
yes.
How many films do you think that's worth if you're Adam Sandler?
4, 5?
4.
4?
4 films.
4
That
films.
is the deal that Adam Sandler has signed with Netflix for 4 more Netflix exclusive movies, $275 million.
All right, let's do the math there. 275
yeah.
divided by 4.
4.
That's 80. No, wait, divided by 4, that's 30. 80. No, 60, 70.
Just keep saying numbers. Get there eventually.
That's $78 million.
Yeah.
Just call it rounded up to $80 million a film.
That's not cheap.
No.
Those are expensive movies.
That's not to make the film. That's just for Adam Sandler's salary.
It sounds like that, and then also to hire all his friends and go somewhere to shoot somewhere fun.
Yeah.
Because that's literally every Adam Sandler movie now.
Right?
If it's not Uncut Gems, that is.
Well, even then, that was shot on location.
Yeah, so maybe it is then. So, meanwhile, in Netflix success story news, 2 of their Oscar-nominated films from 2019 are getting added to the Criterion Collection. That, of course, being The Irishman and Marriage Story.
Oh, well, hey, those joined Parasite that we talked about.
Yes, it does. So it's 3 out of the last year's Best Picture nominees already getting the Criterion treatment. So look forward to that if you are a collector of Criterion Edition films.
Again, also another follow-up.
Yes. Filming has wrapped on George Clooney's The Midnight Sky, which is about scientists trying to stop astronauts from returning home to a mysterious global catastrophe.
Do.
So this will be on Netflix.
Yes, this also sounds like a plot to some Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's a little Twilight Zone-y. I will give you that. Give you that one.
Expect this to be one of their surprise trailers and immediately watch now stuff.
Yeah,
like they did with the Cloverfield thing, Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be interesting to see. George Clooney's a big name.
Yes. Did you see that George Clooney is also in the news or making waves for Nespresso?
Oh, why?
Because Nespresso coffee beans are being picked by underage migrant workers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And so George Clooney has come out in vocal opposition of it, even though he's also the spokesperson for Nespresso.
Are they going to pull his ads?
He might.
Yeah, I wonder if they will.
I wonder if he will say, don't run my ads anymore until you fix this.
Yeah.
But it's weird that when the story broke, they immediately tried to get George Clooney on the line and not, the Nespresso CEO.
Right, you would think the company that actually does something about it. Yeah, I know. That's modern news right there.
Yep.
In a nutshell. And lastly, this is the final bit in Netflix that's confusing to me. Because I thought these rights were already purchased.
We thought, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, it might be a long one.
Apparently, Netflix is getting the exclusive streaming rights to the full film catalog of Studio Ghibli, which is something I thought we reported about HBO Max a month ago.
Yeah, I thought that too.
So wait a minute. Who actually has it?
I don't know. This is the newest story.
Do they both have them?
They
but
might
that's
both
not what
have
exclusive
them.
means.
Right.
So I don't know. Or is there maybe a word missing here? Is this global?
It might
and
be.
And maybe HBO Max is just here?
It might be US.
That seems like that's more likely because I feel like they can't both have exclusive rights.
Right, and I think HBO Max is kind of more targeted towards
Uh-huh.
here locally, or
Probably-
at least American.
It'll probably take some time for them to have a strategy for overseas.
Right.
Whereas Netflix, having been existent for almost a decade now,
And already has everything set
already
up
has that infrastructure.
for international
So it
sale.
would make sense if you were Studio Ghibli to be like, well, internationally, these guys have more coverage, so we'll do that for them. But not saying that that's what's the story here. I actually don't know for sure, but we will do our research maybe between this and next week and figure out which one is true.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's it for Netflix bits, but we're not done with the bits.
Oh, we're not done?
We're not done with bits. We have a whole bunch of bits.
Oh, we have normal bits now.
About everything else that's
We
happening.
have
in the world
weekly
of film.
bits. Yeah.
First up, China's box office has plummeted $1.9 billion over the first 2 months of this year due to coronavirus.
This is compared to last year.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Damn.
people are not going to the movies out there.
Yeah.
Going
People are
to
in lockdown in Asia.
Yeah, people are not going out into a confined place where hundreds of people sit for 2 hours at a time, not leaving anywhere and sharing the same air.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, needless to say, it's going to be a rough catch-up for a lot of these industries.
Yeah, and they don't have any like Avengers Endgame movies this
No,
year they can bank on.
Nothing big. Like
Or After Earth has movies they can bank on.
Yeah.
Whatever that Chinese film was.
Oh, yeah, I forget what that was called, but yeah. Speaking of the coronavirus, similar reasons have postponed No Time to Die, the James Bond film, to Thanksgiving weekend. It will no longer come out for its original date.
Yes.
Pushed to the end of the year.
Ironically, like the ticket sales went on sale sometime last week, and then 2 days later, they decided to push the film back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because ticket sales were bad, or most likely because of the coronavirus.
The headline that I read specifically shouted out the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's because of the Chinese box office.
Yeah, they're worried that they won't make their money out internationally, or at all, in other words, because that's how it is.
Right,
these days.
because
That's where the money comes from.
As we've been following, cases are popping up in Italy and everywhere in the
Worldwide.
EU. So
yeah, it makes sense for them to be like, let's wait until this goes its course, hopefully, and put it out in a time where we know people will see it.
right, I mean, this also gives them time to finish up and polish any VFX work,
For sure.
and promote the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah. This will be an inescapable promotion from now, basically, to November.
Right.
Won't be able to get away from it. All right, so get ready to see a lot of frickin' Daniel Craig's mug everywhere.
I mean, this also allows them to do any reshoots if they want, technically.
Yeah, that's true.
If
they wanted.
Yeah, if they wanted. A week of reshoots. If they wanted.
Next up, Pornhub.
I've never heard of that site, and nor shall I ever...
No, never. Never been there.
What is this
I don't know.
hub of porn?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar. They're releasing their first non-adult film.
Wait, what?
Their first non-adult film.
That doesn't sound right.
Non-porn from Pornhub. Can you believe it?
That sounds like an Onion headline.
That is right.
But it's not. It's a
It will be
variety.
it is about a black lesbian strip club.
Yeah.
Okay. So is this like a documentary or is this fiction? I
think this is I think they saw the success that Hustlers had.
Okay.
And basically said like, wait, we do that already.
It's like, yeah, we have like a bunch of this already. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But this will be a theatrical release, I believe, so don't expect a whole lot of
I want to see their splash logo at the beginning of this movie. I just want the Pornhub, just giant in the theater.
Just a giant Pornhub in theater.
Giant Pornhub logo.
I believe you can go to the theater at the end of the alley for that.
Yeah, between you have to pass through some beaded curtains
between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Yeah. Don't know where it is. Some guy on the corner will give you the directions. Anyway, and then not lastly in this bits. Next up, Oscar-winning directors of Free Solo are set on their next documentary. They'll be making a film about the Thai cave rescue story.
I think those were the soccer kids who were in the Thai cave there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw the Chilean Miners story get nominated last year.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is their surefire...
Has it been 3 years?
Way to an Oscar. Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
Huh. That was 2017, 16 story?
Yeah, it's 16, 17, sometime around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Was this the one where Elon Musk wanted to send a submarine?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. It was this one, not the Miners.
Right, it was that one. Yeah. Because remember the whole thing
about the divers
was he was basically accusing the dude who actually did save them of being a pedophile.
Right.
Because Elon Musk is a dirt human being. Moving on.
He's got some grandma on him.
Should have more.
Or maybe the other way around.
Okay, moving on. Lastly in the bits, Antonio Banderas.
Hey, speaking of a Chilean miner story.
Antonio Banderas... What? Antonio Banderas.
He was in the theatrical version of it.
Okay.
What was it? Like 23 Men or something?
I do not remember.
47 meters down?
No, that's a different movie. So Antonio Banderas has been cast in the Uncharted movie, which, by the way, finally started filming.
Yeah, with Tom Holland still.
Yes. Not sure who's
still
playing.
attached.
Sounds like he might be maybe the villain?
I would go with villain here.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't sound like a Sully type person.
No. He's not Sully. Mark Wahlberg is Sully.
Is he?
Remember, that was the whole thing, is that when they originally started casting the film, Mark Wahlberg was going to be Nathan Drake.
Right.
But then over the course of the
production,
project, they
he
eventually
aged
moved
out.
him to be Sully.
He just aged out of it.
He aged out of the role.
And they went with someone younger so that way they could have it run for a while.
Oh, also they could make it prequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
All right. So yeah, Antonio Banderas will play the villain in the Uncharted film.
Yeah, maybe.
Most likely, I don't see if you
dad or something. I don't know. Who knows?
You don't cast Antonio Banderas
Uh-huh.
in an international globe-trotting film, and either he's not the hero or the villain. He's not some side character.
Yeah, just Puss in Boots. So yeah, it's set to bring in production, as I mentioned. So yeah, get ready. It's actually going to be a movie. Someday.
Yeah.
Someday. All right, that's it for the bits in the movie town, and that's it for movie news.
Last bit of movie news. Technically, it slides into TV, but Black Panther is now officially on Disney Plus.
That's not movie news. That's television news.
Well, then let's talk about television news.
Okay, let's move into television. Before we talk about that, though, we have to talk about sports. Our sports corner.
Yeah.
You have one sports story this week. I think there's probably more happening, but you have one written down.
Yeah.
It's combine time.
It was combine time.
Well, that's not what you have here.
Yeah, the past week.
Oh, past week.
Yeah.
It was combine time, so if you care about the NFL combine, which of course is, you described the combine.
It is where I guess they're no longer student athletes.
The D-League.
No. Well, yeah, it was the D-League.
Yeah.
Where athletes who have yet to graduate, so I guess technically they're still student athletes.
Yes.
Yeah, because they could graduate in the spring.
It's all true.
Student athletes gather in Indianapolis to run, jump, and lift weights in front of scouts.
Yes.
In order to improve their draft position.
Yes.
Or, because of modern technology, most scouts already know who they want to draft and where they want to draft
But this
them.
is just the icing on the cake. This is just further proof that when they see it with their own eyes, that this person is who they want on their team.
Right. I mean, this is post the Senior Bowl, post the Championship Bowl, all the bowl games, everything. This is basically the last chance the athletes have to impress scouts to be drafted. Or not drafted and say, hey, we know you weren't drafted, but we liked your talent. We'd like to have you come for our practice squad and still try out.
Yep.
The Tom Brady effect.
I guess so.
Yep.
So if you cared about that, you would have already watched that.
Yeah.
What else is happening in sports?
I watched some of it. I didn't see any football names this year.
No good ones.
No good ones.
Yeah, I'm sure though. They're there somewhere.
Yeah.
Anything else happening in the world of sports?
This upcoming weekend? Okay. No, next weekend, the 14th.
Yes.
This upcoming weekend is Selection Sunday.
Okay.
Because that's the first round. No, so this upcoming weekend is the last weekend of the regular basketball season before tournament begins on the 14th.
Got it.
And Selection Sunday the weekend after, or that Sunday after the 15th.
Got it.
So we are 2 weeks away from March Madness
Yes.
officially beginning.
Yes, so get mad.
With that said,
That's a good segue.
it's a good way to plug, since we're in TV,
Yes.
our own March Madness bracket. And this is why sports is kind of left blank.
Yes. If you are a long-time listener to the Media Boat Podcast, you know that the last 4 years we have done our own March Madness bracket. Not basketball related, but about media, like the media we cover here on our podcast.
Yes.
We take things
Media.
like video games and movies and rank them in tournament style in the way that you would a March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
And this year we are continuing the tradition by doing a bracket about television, specifically about the best shows of the 2010s.
Because we are currently in 2020, it has been a decade of
Of television.
sensational television.
Oh yeah, some people have been calling it the golden age of television.
Some people, maybe us, but some people have definitely used that
Some people
phrase.
called it the golden age of television. So let's talk about it. And so yes, if you would like to listen to those, they will be going up weekly throughout the month of March.
Every Tuesday.
Every
So
Tuesday.
that means the first episode is already up for you to go and enjoy.
Yes, so you will find our episodes. We're basically first seeding the pack by dividing all the shows into 4 categories: network television, basic cable, premium cable, and streaming, and deciding which ones will hang in the tournament. Once we have 4 from each category, we'll have a semifinal and a final round. So look forward to those shows as they come out throughout the rest of March.
We may even have a bonus episode.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, but that is our March Mania Madness
Yes,
thing
March
we
Madness.
do every year. So enjoy this year's television brackets.
Yes.
And with that plug out of the way, let's get into some TV news.
Let's get into it. So, we talk about Netflix a lot, and we're talking about Netflix again in television because they announced a new comedy festival.
So, as a part of their Netflix is a joke campaign, they've decided to, reach out and expand on it to the city near you.
Yeah.
Well, more a city near you.
Yeah, specifically.
As it does take place in LA.
But yeah, so Netflix is hosting a star-driven comedy festival called the Netflix is a Joke Fest between April 27th to May 3rd. They've already signed talent like Ali Wong, Dave Chappelle, and Amy Schumer as their headliners. Other performers including Ken Jeong, Eliza Schlesinger, David Letterman, Jamie Foxx, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, who I guess are performing as a duo.
Yes.
Kevin Hart and Martin Lawrence. The festival will take place around 20 venues in Los Angeles, including the Greek Theater, Hollywood Bowl, and the Laugh Factory. The event will also include the Standout and LGBTQ+ celebration, with headliners Alan Carr, Hannah Gadsby, Margaret Cho, Rosie O'Donnell, Sandra Bernhard, and Wanda Sykes.
A lot of these comedians that you're rattling off currently have specials on Netflix.
I wonder how they got them.
Yeah, it's kind of like they signed a contract or something for it.
Yeah, or something. In total, there will be 100 stand-up shows planned through Live Nation, which is where you can purchase the tickets for this.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so sucks. That part sucks. But hey, so yeah, if you like any of these comics, this is a lot of stuff, and you live near LA, this will be a good time to see all this stuff.
Yep. On top of this, they also have 3 different galas, I believe, staged throughout the week, who, of course, have their own currently secret headliners.
Yeah.
So if you want to pay big money for those, you can do that if you want.
Secret headliners.
We won't.
No, we won't.
No. Unless you guys would like us to go. In that case, Patreon.
Patreon.com/media. Oh, exactly. Thank you. Thank you for plugging.
Yes.
Moving on to our next story here. It's time to hang up the gavel.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take my Thor hammer Mjolnir gavel-esque looking thing. and place it up on the shelf.
Not your gavel, Judge Judy's. Because after 25 seasons, Judy Scheindlin is retiring her show. But she's not quite done yet.
Yeah. You know, it's good that we've been doing this podcast so long that we report on her renewal into 2020.
Right.
And then also her retirement in 2020.
Or maybe not. So the 2020 to 2021 season of Judge Judy will be its last aired new episodes of a show titled that. However, CBS has, of course, 25 years of reruns at the cost of $100 million. So they'll be playing those to the day that all of us die.
Yeah, I think it's like 52,000 hours or something like that.
Her deal in 2015 made her the highest paid personality on TV, earning $47 million every year.
Yeah, that's the one we reported on. One of our first shows.
Yep.
We reported on that.
Judy, however, did reveal that she isn't retiring yet. She's not done with television yet. She will return with a show called Judy Justice, which will come out sometime next year.
Yeah. No exact words on what that would involve.
If I had to guess, I would assume that it's less a courtroom show, and it's probably more about her probably one-on-one with people, like, directly, about, like, law stuff.
Like, dealing with the law, or dealing it with, like, Jerry Springer-esque type show?
No. Not the former, not the latter.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see. With a name like Judy Justice, it sounds like, more just...
I mean, it also sounds like something that you'd find on Fox News.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe also. Okay, that's it for television news.
Yeah.
Did you watch any TV this week?
Does Disney Plus count?
No.
Then no. Well, okay, so nothing new on Disney Plus.
Nothing new on Disney Plus.
Alright,
and we're talking about stuff we watched on Disney Plus. I rewatched the Goofy movie.
Oh, yeah. You know, where a dad tries to bond with his son.
It holds up.
Yeah.
It holds up.
Yeah. It's an interesting take when you watch it young and it's just, the kid wants to go to the concert. It's like, no, the dad just wants to spend time with his son.
Right, exactly. It's a completely different movie now.
Yeah.
Like, when I was a kid, I think the only thing that I really, like, absorbed was, like, oh, you have to do so much to be popular. Like, man, why are the cool kids such bullies? And, like, now I realize, oh, wait, no, that's not what this movie is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. Anyway. Kids. And I guess we can move on.
Yes, we can.
So, let's talk about cancellations and renewals.
Alright, what am I no longer watching? Now, this list might be longer than normal.
Yeah, maybe. It was a big chopping block this week on television. Insatiable on Netflix. Apparently, they're satiated because they have canceled it after 2 seasons.
I believe it's Satisfied?
Both. Both are words.
Okay.
I didn't just make that up. I'm not you.
You're not me? I try to be me.
Satiated is a word. Look it up. NBC is bringing back Ellen's Game of Games for a 4th season.
Hey, game show makes more game money.
Games. NBC is bringing back The Blacklist for an 8th season. The thing won't end.
That thing's still going?
People like it.
Ugh.
Fox is bringing back So You Think You Can Dance for a 17th season.
Yeah, that's... wait, are they doing double seasons?
I think they do doubles now. They may not have in the past, but I think they did eventually. Because that has not been on the air for 17 years.
Since 2003? 4?
No, right?
That'd be 17 years.
I mean, it's possible, I suppose.
All right. You can...
Old Google.
Yep, look under the Google.
Let me keep going. Netflix is bringing back Atypical for a 4th season. That's atypical for Netflix because they usually end up things in 2. See what I did there?
Oh yeah,
it's funny.
2005 was its first season.
So I was close.
Yeah.
Still not possible for them to have 17 years.
I mean, I think at one point they did do like the kids
maybe
for 2 years, and they're counting that.
Maybe. Fox.
Yeah, because they did like the Next Generation.
Okay, you'll have to tell me if this thing is premiered yet. Fox has ordered a 2nd season of Mental Samurai.
That had premiered last year.
Premiered? I don't know what this is. What is Mental Samurai?
With host Rob Lowe.
Oh.
And they're put into a sphere and it spins him around like an astronaut, and then it stops and has to answer questions.
How did I not know? When did this happen? I don't even know if this is...
I talked about... We did a review. I did a review
I don't remember this at all.
This was like after the Masked thing that happened after the Masked Singer last season. Which means they'll probably do the same thing after the Masked Singer.
I must have mentally blocked Mental Samurai out of my head. I am myself a mental samurai.
You were mental samurai?
Yes, I did. NBC is bringing Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD. The whole Chicago set back for 3 more seasons.
Chicago Wednesday, continuing to be Chicago's Wednesday.
3 more years at least. So get ready, Chicago.
Man, when are they ever going to fix that city?
Yeah. CBS has canceled Hawaii 5-0.
Officially.
After 10 seasons of the reboot.
I call bull.
Like, how's that possible,
10 seasons.
Right? 10 seasons already?
Yeah.
But here we are.
And yet here we are.
But yeah, I wonder
which
makes me wonder which one was longer run, the original Hawaii 5-0 or this one.
I believe I stopped caring about the reboot when Scott Caan left.
Yeah.
I think he left.
But actually, I would be really curious to see if this one actually outlasted the original. It may have.
It may have.
Yeah. And then last thing, cancellations. Fox has canceled Almost Family after 1 season. I think we called this one.
Yes.
That was a 1-season wonder if I ever saw one.
I believe we called that as a 1-season wonder.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think we did.
Are
you looking up?
Yeah, I'm looking at Hawaii 5-0.
Length.
It's just telling me the current one.
Like Wikipedia or something. Anyway, that's it for the cancellations. We do have 2 deaths this week. Ooh.
Hawaii 5-0 original lasted 12 seasons.
Oh, okay. So they didn't quite make it.
Not quite.
Oh, well.
This was lasting 10.
Two well-known people this week, but both very old, so not super surprising for either. The first of which I actually didn't know about until just now. James Lipton, who is the host, of course, of the Inside the Actor Studio show on... what was that on?
Not AMC, maybe? No, TMC.
No, it was not.
GCM.
Was it Bravo thing? Back when Bravo was different than it is now?
Maybe.
But yeah, it was a well-known show. Had a lot of really great episodes of basically, like, let's bring on all these people, all these actors, and just have them talk. Those were always fun to watch. As James Lipton always asking what their favorite swear word was.
Yes.
Great stuff. But yeah, James Lipton, aged 93.
He did do some acting.
Yeah.
That's not to say he was just only a host.
Yes, but that's what most people of our generation will know of.
Yes.
So, if you're going to watch any episode of Inside the Actor Studio, the one I recommend the most is they had the cast of The Simpsons on in, like, late 90s, early 2000s, maybe 99, 2000.
Yeah.
It was great. It's a really great episode. And then also this week, Jack Welch, age 84, CEO of General Electric from 1981 to 2001.
I believe he purchased NBC during that time?
So yeah, he was part of the NBC situation. He bailed basically right before the negotiations started about the Comcast thing.
Right.
But yeah, he's probably more well known for this generation as being one of the many influences on the character of Jack Donaghy on 30 Rock.
Mm-hmm.
He even cameoed as himself on, in fact, the episode where they discussed the purchase of fake company Cabletown.
Yes.
For NBC on 30 Rock. He basically appears to hand Jack the keys. Which is, was a classic episode. I think it's season 4 or 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. Those are your deaths.
Yeah. Big death.
Moving on. I hand this to you.
Music.
Time to talk about music.
All right. We start music with the Billboard.
We always do.
We start the Billboard with the Hot 100.
What is my singles? How hot are my singles this week?
Your singles are so hot, they're one new release.
That's not hot at all. It's cold.
Number 1 is still The Box by Roddy Ricch.
Yeah, which I still haven't heard.
Yes.
I don't know what this is.
Yes. Now you know how I feel when Juice, or whatever it was, I haven't heard. It's full. Wait, what was it? Good as hell? No. What's the other Lizzo song?
Both of those are Lizzo songs. So
Okay.
You're probably right. I just don't know what you're talking about.
No. Remember because I was here the other day?
Yes.
Last week?
Yes.
And we were talking.
You hadn't heard one of them, but I don't remember which one you
Yeah,
had.
the one of the wedding, the Minnesota Viking one.
Yes.
Truth Hurts.
Truth Hurts.
Yes. So, yes, Roddy Ricch is now the new Truth Hurts for us.
Yes.
Number 2, Life is Good by Future, but it's really Drake.
Yeah.
Number 3, Circles by Post Malone, because
Still there.
it's always there. Number 4, your new release, On by BTS.
Yes.
And number 5, Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa.
Yep.
Speaking of BTS,
Don't start now.
they are atop the Billboard 200
Your album
with your
chart.
albums chart.
Yes, they have a new album out.
Yep. Map of the Soul 7 by
Yes.
BTS is your number 1 album of the week.
And of course it is.
Number 2, Still Flexin', Still Steppin' by Youngboy, Never Broke Again.
Yep. My favorite name of any artist. Young Boy Never Broke Again.
And a surprise number 3 here, Ordinary Man by Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Yes, that Ozzy Osbourne
I hear that thing's okay.
has a top 5 album.
Yeah, I hear it's okay, actually. Like, weirdly enough, I hear it's alright.
I was half tempted to listen
Probably
to
should
it.
listen to it.
I was half tempted to actually listen to that
Probably
thing.
should have.
Maybe I should have. Now that I look at it, maybe I should have.
Yeah.
At number 4, Changes by Justin Bieber.
Yep.
And at number 5, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial by Roddy Ricch.
Roddy Ricch, the name Roddy Ricch, sounds like he should be a wrestler, not a rapper. Am I the only one who thinks that?
Yes.
Okay. I think of Roddy Ricch. Maybe I'm just thinking of Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Sure, of course you are. Why wouldn't you? That's exactly what you would think, right?
Sure.
All right. Well, if I don't want to listen to the new Ozzy Osbourne record, or any of these new
Yeah.
albums,
Releases.
we have new releases.
New releases. What am I listening to this week?
I don't know what you're listening to this week,
But
here are the new
here are
releases.
the new releases. Where are we?
Hunted by Anna Calvi.
Okay.
Carnivore by Body Count.
Okay.
Superstar by Caroline Rose. Note this is a normal superstar and not a superstar with cheese.
Ha 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 ha.
But that joke had all the cheese on
It was
it.
super cheesy.
We also have Put the Shine On by Coco Rosie.
Okay.
Silver
I love
Landings
Coco Rose.
by Mandy Moore. Yes,
Mandy Moore.
that Mandy Moore.
Yes, for once.
We also have All Visible Objects by Moby.
Yeah, that movie.
That Moby. Just don't let Moby rob you.
Yeah.
We also
What
have,
does Natalie Portman think about this? It's a deep cut from like 5 months ago, everybody.
We also have Ceremony by Fantagram. Yes, that Fantagram.
Do you really need to say?
Yes, because Fantagram of the OC Fantagram.
Yes, amongst other things.
Yes, and yet I'll only know them as that Fantagram. Traditional Techniques by Stefan Malkmus.
Stephen and Malcolmus.
Stefan Malkmus. 5 Years Behind by Thick. And Heavy Eyes by U.S. Girls. Whoever. all of
Sorry,
them.
can you talk about Thick one more time?
You mean 5 Years Behind?
Yeah, bye.
By Thick.
I don't think that they're called that.
Well, it's all caps. So should I just yell Thick? I can yell it if you want me
I don't
to.
think you should yell Thick.
But it's all caps. So it's telling me to yell it.
Thick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for new releases.
Anyways, that's it for new releases. We have music news.
Uh-huh.
First up, presidential primaries happened.
That's not music news.
Well, it kind of is, because Public Enemy...
It is a segue, though.
...in support of Bernie Sanders, has decided to lose a little flavor in its concerts, as Flavor Flav is now officially an alumnus of the group, according to a statement reported to Rolling Stones. His firing follows a dispute with Chuck D over an appearance by Public Enemy, by a Public Enemy spinoff at a Bernie Sanders rally, which resulted in Flav sending a cease and desist order to the Sanders company. I believe that spinoff is called Public Enemy Radio.
Yes, it is.
Quote, Public Enemy and Public Enemy Radio will be moving forward without Flavor Flav, the group said in a statement released on Sunday. We thank him for his years of service and wish him well. Fans were quick to take to social media, urging others not to blame Sanders for coming between the two, pointing out that the two have had issues with one another in and out of court for years.
Yeah.
On his Twitter account Sunday night, Chuck D tore into Flavor without explicitly confirming that he had ousted the more lighthearted member of the veteran hip-hop collective. He continued to assert that Mr. Flav is apolitical through and through, versus taking a principled stand on Sanders, and that his former cohort, quote, would have been there front and center at the candidates' rally if there was a money bag or a bigger purse.
So, yeah, two things about the story. First thing is, as you mentioned in this, is that, apparently he was already on probation for years from the group. I mean, there must have been some sort of spat, some sort of very public dispute between the two of them. They don't get along very well. And I think the only reason why, this was a big story was because Flavor Flav made it one, and he was basically, felt shafted because he wasn't involved in a thing that had the name Public Enemy.
Right.
Second thing about this story, the fact that Chuck D thinks that Flavor Flav is apolitical is very interesting, because I feel like the entire idea of Public Enemy was they were an extremely political art. They made extremely political art, back in the late 80s. And so I don't know if I buy that. I think that's maybe something you say if you're a little bitter about something or something. But I don't know. I feel like Flavor Flav probably has his opinions here.
Yes. I'm sure time will tell when Flavor Flav, decides to get around the clock on it.
I just don't understand how you can be in Public Enemy and be apolitical.
Maybe it was just his time.
It's confusing. Anyway, this is the weirdest story of the week, but it's also the biggest music story of the week, which says a lot about music right now.
Maybe we'll get all his thoughts on TikTok.
Maybe we will.
We will.
I get it, because the clocks, he wears giant clocks.
Yeah, that's the fifth one I've done of that.
Yeah, I know. My best Flavor Flav memory, by the way, is, remember DJ Hero?
Yes.
I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but one of them...
Wait, there was a sequel?
Yes, they made us DJ Hero 2. It was also very good. DJ Hero, underrated game, by the way. Man, they need to make another one of those. Those were good.
Yes, let me dust off the DJ Hero set I have.
Hell yeah.
Instead of buying a new one.
Wait, do you own DJ Hero?
Not anymore.
Oh, you had it?
Not anymore.
Oh, but you had it at one point.
PS3.
Hell yeah. I used to play my friend's DJ Hero all the time. It was fun. But anyway, in that game you had I forget which one it was, but you had the option to choose whatever your custom interstitial noise you could play during the song, and there was a Flavor Flav pack that you could just have for Flavor would just say stuff. Be a lot of yeah boys, because that was his thing.
Right, and that's what everyone basically knows Flavor Flav as, other than the flavor of love.
And sometimes he would just say his own name,
yes,
Flavor Flav. Like that. That was
Exactly like
my
that.
Flavor Flav memory.
That's a very good Flavor Flav impression.
Thank you.
You should definitely go on Netflix's comedy tour and just do that.
Just do
that is your bit.
Throw me out of that. Throw it out of the Laugh Factory for that. Anyway, what we're talking about... Oh, yeah. We have other music stories.
Yes, we have some bits to talk about.
We do. More bits. Music bits.
Yes. Well, first new music
High
bit.
bit rate.
Yep. That's a music joke right there.
Music jokes.
Well, Drake has decided to stop writing the coattails of the future on Life is Good and drop not one, but 2 new songs. When to Say When and Chicago Freestyle.
Yeah, I haven't heard either of these, but I felt like 2 Drake singles were a news story, so I included it.
Well, there will be news stories when they definly chart in
when they
2
chart
weeks.
Next week, yeah.
A week or 2.
Yep.
We also have Deborah Dugan, who was placed on administrative leave from her post as president and CEO of the Recording Academy in January, has officially been terminated.
So yeah, this was kind of the end of that whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Where now she's no longer on the payroll, she's gone.
Yep. Lady Gaga's new album will officially be called Chromatica, and will be put out on April 10th. Did you listen to the new song?
Yes! I heard it on the radio on Friday morning of last week.
Okay.
And it is what everybody said it was. It is a return to classic dance Gaga. It sounds like her first few records. It's very much not in the mode of the course correcting record she put out last time. This is not that. This is disco style dance Gaga again. And yeah, it's catchy. It's good. I don't know if it's the best, like up with her best or not. The time will tell. But I think it's definitely a return to form.
She's playing to part nostalgia and part, oh yes, that's right, Lady Gaga is a dance, or was a dance monster.
Yes, she is a monster.
Yes.
For sure. So yeah, it'll be interesting to hear what the whole record sounds like.
Moving on to other bits news. Mayor Francis Suarez has called for the postponement of Ultra Music Festival over concerns about the spread of coronavirus.
No, not coronas. Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Let's be serious about the story.
Yes, I am. I'm serious about this story.
Serious stuff. So yeah,
coronavirus popped its head again in this podcast.
I included this because Jesus Christ. I included this story because it's a pretty big festival, and the fact that the whole thing is just being completely shut down by this is crazy.
We were talking about disease spreading throughout Miami is a new thing.
Not even warranting that with a laugh or anything.
No,
reaction.
Just that dead air silence.
Just sit for a little bit.
Just sit there.
Anyway, so yeah, if you were planning on going to Ultra Music Festival in Miami, well, too bad.
So hopefully your tickets weren't on sale and you prepaid everything.
You didn't spend $200, $300 on that.
Yeah. Speaking of spending $200, $300, Enrique Iglesias and Ricky Martin are teaming up for their first ever arena tour.
Yeah, 1999 called. They want their idea back.
I think they saw what Shakira did and Jennifer Lopez did at the halftime show. It was like, hey, we're the male version of that. Let's do that.
Version of that.
Oh, so that one warrants a laugh.
Not involved,
so that one warrants a laugh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, where's Mark Anthony? I feel like he's the third person that wasn't invited.
Isn't he trying to date Cleopatra?
No, not that Mark Anthony.
Not Mark Anthony.
It's Mark Anthony, I think, not Anthony. Different people.
Yes.
Anyways.
We also have the Dixie Chicks released their first song in 13 years and announced an album. Gaslighter, put out on May 1st. And this album will be produced by none other than...
Yeah, Media Boat favorite Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, he is.
So, just real quick, I listened to this thing.
The album?
No,
Oh.
just the song,
The
which
song.
is also named Gaslighter.
Okay, so it's the
title track. And yeah, it's the Dixie Chicks in 2020, and they sound like they never stopped. Like, it's crazy. But at the same time, also, it sounds like a modern Jack Antonoff production. It sounds very much like, I was talking to you pre-pod about this, but it sounds very similar to kind of the work he was doing on Taylor Swift's Lover last year. It's very much in his mode, very big, maximalist approach to pop. But yeah, it still sounds like he still manages all of that, and still sounds like the Dixie Chicks. They're back to doing what they do best, writing great feminist anthems in a country style. And yeah, like I literally said to myself watching this thing, I was like, "We missed you, Natalie," because I was like, "Jesus, it's great to hear her again." So yeah, I'm thrilled to have new Dixie Chicks music in the world, and so yeah, looking forward to May.
Yeah, sounds like he nailed that audition.
Yeah. I was telling you in the Billboard story, basically said that they intended originally to do the approach they had done before, which is basically like work with lots of songwriters, work with lots of producers, kind of just make an album with lots of people. But they recorded this song with Jack Antonoff, and then at the end of it, were like so impressed by him that they were like, "Yeah, no, we just want to work with you." So the whole album will be produced by Antonoff. So we'll see.
Yep. And lastly, in the bits, Darius Rucker was recently at the Mr. Hootie himself.
Yes.
Was recently performing at the Grand Ole Opry, where he was surprised by the president of the Grand Ole Opry, who came on stage and told him that he had made it into
the Grand Ole Opry. Had he not already?
He had not been in there before.
Okay.
But he is officially a member of the Grand Ole Opry, the country version of the Hall of Fame. And has a standing invitation to play there.
Out of curiosity, I don't know if you know the answer to this question.
Let's see.
How many black members are there of the Grand Ole Opry? If you had to guess.
If I had to guess?
Yeah. Are there under 5?
I would say probably a literal handful.
Because, I feel really terrible. Like that's got to be a low number.
I would think so. I mean, what I read didn't list him as the first or the only.
A related note, whatever happened to Cowboy Troy? Remember Cowboy Troy?
Is that not the same guy that's walking around naked in New York bothering Michael Bloomberg?
What? No.
No?
I don't know what you're talking about.
New York's Naked Cowboy.
I don't know what that is, but...
Okay, we'll Google it.
No, Cowboy Troy was this cowboy rapper that I guess recorded a lot of stuff with Big and Rich in the early 2000s.
Okay.
You don't remember Cowboy Troy?
No.
Okay, never mind. Anyway.
No.
I don't think he's in the Grand Ole Opry.
Would you want to look it up? You could be wrong.
You could be wrong. You might be. I don't know.
Alright. Well, that's it for music news. Any thoughts?
That's it for music news, alright.
Any thoughts?
No. I mean, I listen to some smaller stuff. I listen to that Soccer Mommy record. It is very good.
Yes. Hootie. Yes, Hootie. That Hootie. Hootie. Frickin' Hootie. Any other music thoughts while we're on
Like I said, I listened to that Soccer Mommy record. I listened to...
Did you give thoughts on Soccer Mommy?
No, I mean, it's good. I mean, that's what I'll say about it.
Will it possibly on your end of the year list?
Maybe if it lasts.
If it lasts?
If it lasts.
All right.
We'll see.
All
right. That's it for music.
Yep. Cowboy Troy gave birth to Lil Nas X.
You might have. No, that's not true.
Is that not a thing?
That's not actually true. But that's funny. I wish that was true.
I mean, it's a gateway.
I mean, there's some similarities there. See, Kristen remembers.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume she remembers.
If I was going to rely on one person that I know personally to remember who Cowboy Troy is, it would be her.
Someone who probably experienced
probably at least
the Cowboy Troy.
Of Cowboy Troy. Anyway,
moving on to video games, and we start with new releases.
Yes.
All
right. Releases. What am I playing this week?
You're probably playing some Pokemon, aren't you?
Maybe actually, I might jump back into that.
But there's a new game of Pokemon.
Okay.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Rescue Team, DX.
This would be the,
for the Switch.
Mystery Dungeon game.
Yes.
This series has its fans. I am not among them, but if you like Pokemon and if you like roguelikes, this is your game.
I like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played it because I haven't owned a Nintendo console.
If there is a demo, you should play the demo.
I might play the demo.
Yeah.
That is, of course, if I'm not too busy playing the demo of Final Fantasy VII that apparently it got released.
Yeah, so we aren't really outfitted to talk about it because it's not technically a new release, nor is it really a news story.
Right.
But yes, PS4 owners, if you are interested in the Final Fantasy VII remake, there is a demo that is the first 10 minutes of the game, or give or take?
Yeah, give or take.
So yeah, you'll get to try the new fighting system, the whole kit and caboodle. So yeah, download that if you're a PS4 owner and you're interested.
I have it in my library to download.
Yeah, I'm debating on whether I even want to try it or not, because I don't know. Final Fantasy, not a series that I'm super into.
I played Final Fantasy 15 and liked its open, fluid combat system, not turn-based.
Yeah, I've heard that this is closer to that.
Yeah, well, though, I've heard that it's...
I've also heard that there's a lot of Kingdom
either.
Hearts in it, too.
Yeah, you can switch between the two of either making it turn-based or open.
But on a podcast I listened to today, somebody did refer to it as very Kingdom Heartsy, so you should probably check it out.
I will probably check it out.
All right.
We also have Langrisser 1 and 2 for the PlayStation and Switch.
Double pack.
And lastly, I feel like this thing already came out.
Okay.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps for the Xbox and PC.
So there's a reason why you think this already came out, because it was delayed not once, but twice. This most recent delay was only by like a month or so.
Okay.
But that being said, it was very long awaited. It's been in 2 E3s in a row in its run up to release. So yeah, fans of the original Ori though I'm sure are psyched. I've heard good things about this game. I played a little bit of the first one and it is way too hard for me.
Ooh, is it?
Yeah, it's very hard. It's a platformer / kind of Metroidvania kind of exploration kind of game. So if that sounds cool, the new one's out. So check it out.
Okay.
I believe that also is on Game Pass for Xbox Game Pass owners.
I believe you're right.
So I could technically play this.
Yeah, you could try.
Am I going to? No.
Yeah, you could try.
Someday.
We'll try. We'll put it out there in the ether.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come out. All right, moving into video game news.
News of the video game variety.
All right, so coronavirus has affected the movies. Our movie section is infected our music section.
Uh-huh.
And yet again, it shall infect our video game section.
Yes.
3 out of 4 sections of the Video Podcast here.
The last, this entire year has basically just been news about conferences that are either happening or not happening.
Yep. Well, GDC and E3 are 2 of the biggest conferences still to come.
Yeah, they are.
Or might come.
Well,
as
let's find
E3 2020 is still going ahead despite ongoing concerns about the spread of coronavirus. With organizers, the Entertainment Software Association, confirming that the recent cancellation of the Game Developers Conference hadn't affected its current schedule for the LA-based expo in June. Quote, "Everyone is watching the situation very closely," said the ESA in a statement to Vice Games. Quote, "We will continue to be vigilant as our first priority is the health, wellness, and safety of all of our exhibitors and attendees. Given what we know at this time, we are moving ahead full speed with E3 2020 planning. Exhibit and registration sales are on track for an exciting show in June." I feel like they're trying to quell fears here.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Coronavirus can't kill the music man and won't keep a good game down.
It's true. This is all true.
Yes. But it is of note that a lot of big names dropped out of GDC.
Yeah, which basically led to the organization just saying, you know what? Let's wait until this all kind of gets over, till it's over.
Right.
So what they had announced is that they're going to postpone it to maybe having a summer date for GDC. Whether or not that actually happens, though, is up in the air. So for all intents and purposes, most media outlets are reporting canceled, not postponed. The other half of this, that E3, the ESA is just brazen here, just being like, we don't care. Yeah. We're just going to do it anyway. Considering that we probably haven't even heard all the companies that are probably also going to bail out on this if this continues.
Right.
I would not be surprised if we see more names pull out of E3 as we get closer.
I mean,
so who knows?
I think that would be in conjunction with whatever the CDC says.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
But the ESA just will not stop. It's like they know that they have already a PR nightmare with E3 to start with, even before all of this coronavirus stuff. So to cancel it after all of this would be the worst thing they could possibly do if you're that company.
It would be on the 26th anniversary? 25th anniversary?
21st?
No, because...
First, I want to say it was 95 was the first E3.
Right, so this would be the 25th.
Yeah.
25th.
Whatever it is, but yes.
No, 26. You count 0 year as one.
The year 95 was.
Yeah, you count 0 year as 1 year.
So yeah. Anyway, it's a rough one, but I think that they're being a little ridiculous about this, especially that last sentence where they're posting about blasé. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Don't worry, we're watching it, but you don't have to worry. We'll take care of it. It's kind of like
so we'll see about that.
I'm not sure.
So we'll see as we get closer to E3 whether or not that changes.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if Judy, the game developers, move dates to say like an August conference after both Xbox and PlayStation have officially announced and be like, hey, here's where you can literally show off what you can do with your hardware.
Maybe
in a true game developer of games type of conference.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I think that would be the better move.
That would be smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, speaking of the better move,
I
Valve
love moves.
And Half-Life
Ooh.
are back in the news.
Well, yeah, we are a mere 3 or 4 weeks away from Half-Life Alyx.
Well, last year Valve said that Half-Life Alyx could kickstart a new wave of Half-Life games.
Ooh.
In a new interview, this is an old one, this is a new one. In a new interview with Game Informer, Valve developer Robin Walker confirmed that the studio doesn't view Alyx as the end of the series, but rather the studio's return to it. Quote, Half-Life means a lot to us and its series, but rather the studio's the studio's butt has been incredibly rewarding to refamiliarize ourselves with this character, settings, and mechanics.
A rewarding butt.
Of the butt. Mm-hmm. There are Half-Life Alyx team members who have been at Valve since Half-Life 2, and quite a few who go back to the original Half-Life.
Wow.
There are also people on the team for whom Half-Life Alyx is their first time working on this series at all. And many of them certainly hope it's not the last. We absolutely see Half-Life Alyx as a return to this world, not the end of it. As Half-Life Alyx, as you said, is only a mere Half-Life away. It is interesting that they're trying to ramp up some news about it.
They're not trying to wrap up the series, which is interesting. Ramp up. Oh, ramp up.
Yeah, ramp up the news.
Pump up the volume. But yeah, this is interesting because you never truly know with Half-Life, because even when they say that it's going to be
confirmed,
continued, they never do. And so it's who the hell knows? So it's interesting to see them just getting ahead of it and be like, no, we're not done. And whether that means maybe direct sequels to Half-Life Alyx, maybe this means we will maybe get a proper Half-Life 3 someday. this could mean all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe spin-offs in that universe. Maybe we'll finally get that Portal Half-Life spin-off that they promised back in 2007. Who knows?
Yeah, they're still working on that game.
Yeah, supposedly, right?
Yeah, it's just wrangling a lot of the physics with Portal.
Because, there was that whole rumor. It was like, oh, the next Half-Life's going to have a portal gun in it. That never happened.
No.
So, yeah,
Never.
I don't know. There's all sorts of things they could do, but it's interesting that they're being so, open about it.
Mm-hmm.
For Valve, which is not a company that's open about most things. So, yeah, this is a very, very interesting time to to have this out. And I'm very excited to see feedback come out in the next couple weeks about Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah, Half-Life Alyx, of course, the VR game.
I will not be playing it because I don't have access to nor want access to any VR headsets, but I will be interesting to hear things about it.
Oh, you don't want to be nauseated to see playing?
No, not particularly.
Not on a regular basis?
Not really looking for that in
All
my
right.
life.
Okay.
That experience.
With that concludes our video game.
Yeah, whatever this was.
Video game news segment. Do you have any thoughts on anything?
I'm continuing to play the two games that I was playing last week, Call of Duty and House Flipper.
I went back to Pokemon. I went to the Battle Tower.
Uh-huh.
So I'm starting that.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun stuff.
Yeah. I got through the first 2 levels. It's interesting that you can only take 3 Pokemon.
It's not a 6 on 6.
It's not my full team because I can't just I feel like that's not strategized because you can't just put in someone there to eat a hit while you heal.
Exactly, that's on purpose.
Yeah. Because that's why I brought my Snorlax in to start eating hits in case I needed it.
Your tank, yes.
My tank. My main wall of defense.
Yep.
My super speeded Snorlax.
Super speed Snorlax.
He is so fast.
He can be fast.
Yeah. I tried to make him as fast as I can so that way I could use Body Slam.
Yeah.
Since he's heavier than anything. Just basically, auto kill constantly.
Sounds like a good strategy.
Unlike Draining Kiss some people use. The Kiss of Death, as they call it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's good stuff.
Other than that, not playing anything really. I think that wraps us up then, right?
I believe so.
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Plug away
for this episode of the Media Boat Podcast. If you want to watch us live, we'll be live again next week. Somebody's turning 30 next week. I don't know who that is. But
no, someone already turned 30. Once.
Yeah, but that's unrelated. But
yeah.
Birthdays are happening all over the place. It's Pisces season.
Oh, do you want to do something next week then?
We have to do a podcast.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So join us for that special celebration next week. We're live on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com, search Media Boat Podcast, and that's where we are. Like, subscribe, comment, click the bell to get notifications when we go live. It's wonderful living in the future. You can also listen to us in podcast form via Apple Podcasts or many similar RSS feed-driven podcast searches. Services. Just search Media Boat Podcast. You'll find us. You can also find us on social media networks. On Twitter, our handle is @MediaBoatCast. Facebook, search Media Boat Podcast. Find our page. Comment there as well. On Patreon.com/MediaBoat. That's where you can donate to us to help us out. We do have to spend money to host this podcast, so keep that in mind. Little as $1 a month can help us out. Please consider donating for whatever we asked for at the beginning of the show. Forget.
Donations.
Something to do something, go somewhere. I forget where it was.
Oh, it was money to go to the Netflix gala.
Oh, right, to the Netflix shows.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, every once in a while we play video games over at twitch.tv/MediaBoat. And if you want to email us, if you have questions or comments about the show, you can email us at mediaboatpodcast@gmail.com.
I think that is everything.
Those are the plugs. So thank you for joining us this week. We'll be back next week for another whole episode. So please tune in to the Media Boat Podcast. We'll see ya.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next week with more thoughts and news and birthdays? Question mark?
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, also don't forget, March Madness Tournament. Listen to it.
Yes, March Madness.
Okay, bye.